Talk to me about your relationship with Paul. We talk on this show all the time about the dynamic of that driver-crew chief combination, and you look at guys like yourself that are involved in the car, been around the sport for a long time, but it's still tough if you don't have the right combination from the crew chief, engineer standpoint, but more the crew chief. Talk to us about your relationship with Paul and why that changed. I know Todd was kind of in a unique situation, but you went through some situations at Gibbs where that dynamic wasn't right for whatever reason, whether it was young, but still that dynamic could have been right and it could have been successful, and it makes or breaks you, in my opinion. What do you think about your relationship with Paul and that comment?
Yeah, I mean, that relationship is, you're right. It is the nucleus of the team, right? Is a driver and a crew chief have to be on the same page. You have to work together. You have to have the hard conversations on both ways, right? Like I have to be willing to take the hit and him be willing to point it out, which Paul's very willing to point out where I'm off. And I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that as long as we can have that back and forth conversation, right? I call that the dirty work, right? Like it's not the fun part. It's not exciting. You know, Monday mornings aren't always the most fun day of the week after something, but we have to go through it, learn from things, and most importantly, move on after that, right? And be confident and ready for the next race. You know, and each team I've been a part of, the culture has been so different. You know, whether it's been at Gibbs or, you know, when I was working with Todd Gordon and that team versus, you know, being on Paul Wolfe's team. It's the people and the culture. They're just different. Better or worse, I can't really say, but just the way they go about things.
Well, this one's better for you.
It's worked out really well. Yeah, Paul's been, you know, he's a racer, man. He wants to win. He is the most competitive person I think I've met. And he does it in a quiet way, so no one really knows it. He's just a quiet guy. He doesn't talk a whole bunch. Like I kind of pull it out of him sometimes.
It's a lot like Rodney, it seems.
They're like, those two are best friends, you know? Like
they're cut from the same mold.
They totally are. There's no high, there's no low. It's just here, you know? And I'm like, when we win, I'm like, come on, man. Like get a little more, I get emotional. I get excited.
Just get the smile. That's about it.
Yep. I'm like, we work so hard. You get so pissed off when we don't win. So can you be happy when we do win? You know? But it's fun to work with them. And you know, his group has been together for a long time, right? When I came over to that team, you know, him and Brad been together for a long time, but his engineers, a lot of the road crew guys, she was fuel guys, been with him for I think 16 years with Paul. So, you know, you think about that. I mean, there's a lot of loyalty to him, which shows that he's upfront, he's honest with you, but people respect him, most importantly for those reasons.
So we talk a lot about the dynamic from the old car to the new car, and we talk about the driver crew chief relationship. Tell me how that has changed for you and how those guys criticize you and how you're critiqued with changing your driving style, right?
Yeah.
To a certain degree. Understanding that they see everything and now have an opinion of the way that you drive. And
are you teeing me up for something here?
No. But I think you have to be open to take all that criticism. I tell this to Keelan all the time. I said, look, buddy, like if you're not okay with us criticizing you, you might as well quit now.
Yeah.
Because the driver is now criticized more than he ever has been. And if you're not good with it, you're in big trouble, in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah.
And I wasn't setting you up for anything.
No, I was thinking about how I handle it. It is
how it's different.
It's changed so much, whether it was the next gen car or the old car, as the data has become and engineering has just become more and more throughout our world. Right, everyone's analyzing every business through data now. You analyze your race car, it's all through data. And you know, the way I grew up racing, it's all from seat of your pants. You know, and to a certain extent, it still is that way, right? You have to be able to do that, but you think about all the simulation tools and all the squiggly lines these guys get to look at all the time. It's important for the driver to, one, yes, take that criticism, but two, help steer the ship on what's real and what's squiggly lines and la la land, right? Like there's a point where we got to be able to do both. And where does simulation become reality? And that connection goes through the driver. And there's
The good
times,
ones.
yeah, and there's times that you sit there and you say, oh, well, it looks like that because of this, this, and this. And when you're able to point that stuff out and help your team, that's how you can actually grow.
Yeah.
Because if you're not there to help do that, they will go off down a different road, not knowing that that can be the wrong way, right? It might look good in the tunnel, or it might look good on sim, but I can't do that on the racetrack because of this, this, and this. Or you're looking at the wrong lines because that line's not real there anymore. You got to kind of be that connection to reality. But there's also a lot of really good points those engineers bring up of the way you drive the car and what you're doing when you cause and effect, right? So all that is just communicating and being open with each other and honestly leaving your feelings at the door. And that's not easy to do.
No, it's
right. And it's hard for an experienced driver that's been doing it for a long time. I couldn't imagine what it's like for Keelan, right? Like as a kid, like, and you're trying to have fun at that level too, right? When you're your kid's age, but it's just changed from what it used to be.
Hey, race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.